finest talk radio. And now, here's Big Al.
Hey, good evening, everyone. This is Al Flowers, and you're listening to TalkOne Radio, the best talk radio, conservative talk radio in Low Country. We're mucho different. We're actually conservative talk radio that listens. So if you'd like to call in, it's 1-843-800-1492. As usual, my good friend Jeff Zapp's in the co-pilot seat today.
Yeah.
It's fun, a little fired up tonight, folks.
Yeah, watch out. No, I was trying to figure out this lighting. I don't know. Let there be light.
Yeah. Well, as soon as
happy fun Friday to you, brother.
Yes, indeed. It's only 90, 90 degrees even.
Yeah.
Feels like,
but it feels
99.
Like 103. Isn't that's what I said for the show notes today? Hot and sticky.
I did not leave the house today. I'm sorry to say.
I worked out indoors, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I was out for a little bit. It was definitely very sticky outside.
Yeah. It's my off day today. So I was like,
good for you. You still counting those calories?
Yeah. Yeah. Me and Noam, I talked with a bunch of people that have been on it and know the ins and outs of it. Plus my coach, my Gnome coach, has told me that you're under eating.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You're not eating. You got to power, the cart.
Yeah. It takes a lot to run that power plant over there. Right.
Well, I was living on like 1,600 calories when I wasn't suffering either. I mean, felt pretty good, but they were like, "What are you, nuts? We looked over all your data that you've been plugging in. You got to eat more good food, not processed food.
Just nutritious food. And it helps as a catalyst to get that, burn off. Yeah, keep burning.
Yep, keep burning. Keep the metabolism up. And that's what my personal trainer said. The minute you started doing that, your metabolism slowed down as a life-saving event.
That's right.
I'm still kind of like I'm a large guy, big boned.
It doesn't mean you're taking in 4,500 calories a day, right? It just means that you have to have an optimum balance. So your metabolism is working, right? Because so you're exercising, you're eating healthy. Yeah, those are all good, important things to do.
Yeah, my BMR is like 2,800. So I wasn't that far. I was 1,000 under, but
okay.
I mean, it's a lot of food. If you put 1,000 calories, I mean, I'm not talking about donuts sometimes.
Yeah.
Or
Whopper.
Yeah, one Whopper. There, you're good.
There's
you're
probably
good to
1,400 calories right there.
Yeah. Did you ever see those experiments where they leave the French fries and the Whoppers or the Big Macs out for like 6 weeks? No difference.
I don't want to see those.
Yeah. They don't even look any different.
That's like when you pour Coca-Cola on nails, rusty nails or something, leave them there for, I don't know, a month. What happens?
It's like a big shine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need some of that on my garage floor. I got when I had the golf cart, I overfilled, I guess, or something, and they dripped some of that battery acid on the floor. So I said, just pour some Coke on it with some Simple Green,
and you're good to go. Says, did it work?
I don't know.
Oh,
haven't tried it yet. It's on my to-do list. Honeydew.
Put a little baking soda on there. Baking powder.
Yeah.
Baking soda.
Had to take care of
it. Might be caustic.
Yeah. Who cares?
But you look good.
Yeah, I feel great too.
Fun Friday.
Yeah, it is Fun Friday.
Oh my goodness. Does it feel, I mean, I know
sunny today too. It was nice today.
It just feels like, I don't know, every week here we are Friday again. I don't know. It's just like
deja vu.
It's strange.
Groundhog Day.
I kind of feel like that. Do you ever feel like that sometimes where it's just like, here,
this week,
good morning, good night.
Everything's
good morning,
working.
Good night.
All right. Everything's working.
Yeah, for now. We'll see when we go to break. And if any of our listeners say, your mic is still on.
Yeah.
Well, that's when we talk about you all during the breaks. I'm really. Just kidding. No, thanks for joining us tonight. I really appreciate it. And hey, we're excited because there's a lot of great stuff happening.
A lot of good stuff. So, we're spreading out across the nation too. So I can't wait to get those numbers back. Got a call into my man Cleveland Rhodes up in Minneapolis. We're going to find out next week
Yeah, and you know what?
how we're doing.
I shared with a gentleman that I spoke with tonight up in the state of Washington,
Mm.
working with my wife on some stuff and the voter registration stuff. And
Sure.
he's like, talk radio. And I said, I'll send you talkoneradio.com. You can listen right there
Sure. Right.
or archive shows there on
Yeah.
our webpage, or you can click Facebook and YouTube and you can
Live it up.
Yeah, you can watch live. So it's just exciting to see. There's a lot.
Is there any conservatives left in the Seattle area?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, I remember speaking, I told this to the gentleman I talked to on the phone from Washington. I said, we had a call from a gentleman who was a business owner in Portland just last month. Very successful businessman. And he was just saying, it's sad. I was born and raised here and, had a business here. It's a very successful one.
Right.
He's looking to get out of Dodge. Right.
Yeah.
So it's sad because some of these cities that have just really gone downhill. I used to really enjoy. I mean, Lori and I did too when we lived out there. The Pacific Northwest is absolutely gorgeous.
Oh yeah.
You were out there too, right? When you were.
I lived out there after I get out of the service.
You weren't at McCord, or
I was at McCord, and then I left and went to Alaska.
Okay.
And then I de-roast out, and when I get out, I lived in Gig Harbor.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah,
it was awesome, and that was the late 70s. And it was
a lot different then.
A lot different. I went back there. I took my wife there. 2 years removed from our marriage, but we couldn't afford to go on a honeymoon right away. Because she married a broke bum,
We still haven't gone on one yet.
No, we bought a house.
We just went last year.
Yeah.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No,
that.
So
I told you I'm ornery tonight.
You are. You're a little testy. 83, we went out there, and
nice.
I still knew a lot of people out there, and we got a nice guy, gave us his airplane and said, I'll take you around. I'll show you all this stuff. And I said, cool. So that was nice. So we stayed there and we went up to Vancouver and hung out.
Oh, yeah.
So it was a nice little honeymoon. And, but everything has changed.
Oh, yeah.
The old Puyallup Toyota where I used to work in Tacoma, that's gone. That building was completely razed, and they were building a big, looked like a big Marriott, one of them straight up, 80 floor deals.
Well, the cost of living and the traffic, especially, the 405, all that up there was just horrendous to get anywhere because like here in the Low Country, there's water everywhere. Right.
Sure.
So it was beautiful. And especially when Mount Rainier, you could see.
Yeah. You get a good day.
Oh yeah. Beautiful. The backdrop was like a painting, like you could reach out and touch it, but yeah.
Rainier beer.
Yeah, I never was into that. You?
Just a few.
Say no. Your body. Say no more.
Just one.
Just one.
Yeah.
That's all we can. Yeah. I was in the coffee, of course. That's where Starbucks started, right?
Yeah.
Tully's and Seattle's Best and all that stuff. But
sure.
Yeah, it was the time when I was working on site at Boeing. I had an office down in Renton and also up in downtown Seattle as well. So depending on my commute.
Sure.
I just lived off of Petrovisky up the hill. And so 8 miles to work, it took 30 minutes.
It's a lot.
It's
a lot of stop and go.
3+ minutes per mile. Yeah.
That's a lot.
Well, I guess I could have gone into work at like 4 a.m, like some of the engineers I worked with.
Right.
They drove, from Everett down to Renton, and they said, well, I get here about 4:30 and have my cup of coffee. I'm like, man, that's dedicated. It's like my dad when growing up, man, he drove into Cleveland from Madison.
Yeah.
He'd get up at like 4 and then he'd leave at like 4:45 because he'd beat the traffic, going to downtown.
Yeah. Right.
So, but you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah. I know that I worked as a contractor for L3 Communications for about 18 months or so, I guess it was. I lived in Brigantine, New Jersey, on the island there, north of Atlantic City.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't let you show up to work until 6:30.
Oh, wow.
So I was there like at 6:25. You know, I mean, I'm ready to sign in. because I wanted to get out of there by 2:30 because, the traffic out there is
sure.
just massive. And where we were located at the tech center was, a little bit north of Egg Harbor there.
Yeah.
I don't know. Nice place. Jersey gets a bad rep. South Jersey is beautiful.
Yeah, there's beautiful places
Horse
there.
farms. I mean, I'm talking beautiful places.
This nation is beautiful,
Yeah.
coast to coast.
You're right.
I mean, if you've traveled, or if you haven't traveled, I should say that, we've got the best national park system in the world, man. And
Yeah.
there's so much to see.
Yeah.
But our country is incredible. Every state,
yeah, it's
from the smallest to the largest, right? There's
Right.
really an amazing amount to see out there.
I'll tell you, you talk about states like Michigan,
Hmm.
they get a bad rap because, Detroit, Ann Arbor, Grand Rapids, and all
Right.
that. Muskegon's nice because it's right on Lake Michigan, but some of these places, and you take a travel. I traveled a little bit around Michigan, and I'll tell you, absolutely beautiful out there. Lakes, small lakes, ponds, beautiful cottage country.
Yeah.
I mean, if I lived there, I would have a cottage on the lake, no doubt.
I've never been up to the Upper Peninsula.
Oh, man, it's like being on the tundra. It's
Yeah.
like you're out and about.
Yeah. But it just goes to show you again that there's so much to see. There's a tremendous amount of beauty here in
Yeah.
our country.
Right. And it's just like New York. I mean, New York is,
Oh yeah, when you get out of
New York City.
yeah,
It's a
get out of the
beautiful
boroughs.
place.
It's nice.
It's a beautiful place.
That's
I mean,
why-
one of the best places we lived when I was in the agency was Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
I loved it there. My family loved it there. We lived in Edmond, Oklahoma, which is north of the city proper. But
Only two things from Oklahoma.
yeah, I'm neither one of those.
That takes us back to, was it Whidbey Island? That was an officer and a gentleman. Remember
Yeah,
that?
right.
Right up there where
Right.
Lewis Gossett Jr.
Yeah, Puget Sound
Yeah.
Debs.
I want a flight jet, sir. Yeah. Naval
Yeah.
aviator.
I don't have anybody.
Yeah.
Okay, take it easy.
Yeah, that was an officer and gentleman. Boy, that was a good movie back.
But
in
I'll
the
tell
day.
you, you think about places like that people think of as godforsaken, really.
Cleveland.
Oklahoma. Well, that goes without saying. I love Cleveland. By the
I'm
way.
just joking, of course. Anyone that's listening right now from the Buckeye State, I
Yeah.
grew up there, so I'm just kidding. That's just a joke.
But Oklahoma, wide plains,
Yeah.
red clay. I mean, I learned so much about stuff out there, and they have a huge Native American population there, and it was a cool place to live.
Arkansas, man, that's another place. Have you been out to
Yeah.
the Lake of the Ozarks?
Oh
Have you-
yeah.
Missouri. I mean,
Yeah.
there's some. I'm serious. There's just
Well, in
folks.
Texas,
If you haven't traveled, you might. Now's a good time to do it versus getting in on an airplane having to wear a mask.
yeah, and looking down from flight level 390.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, the
That's
people out there in flyover country that are being disregarded in our great land today are some of the finest people I've ever met.
Yeah.
Texas, Oklahoma City, Kansas, Nebraska, Colorado. I mean, all around us, there were, we would travel quite a bit when we lived there, and it was so nice. People were, to call them religious is not the right thing. They were just kind people.
Yeah. Real, authentic, down to
Yeah,
earth,
Absolutely.
soul of the earth, and that's what you find in a lot of these places.
Yeah. And it was fun.
Yeah.
Fun to be there. It was a great place. Scary at times with the storms. It's the only time I ever saw
Tornado Alley.
Yeah, it's the only time I saw a storm.
F4 coming through, huh?
Green.
Yeah.
I mean, the sky was green, like Kelly green.
Wow.
I mean, I was like, how does that happen?
Well,
It
it's-
looked like I was underwater. It was scary.
It's a reminder, just like when Elsa passed through here the other night. I was up 3 or 4 in the morning, just making sure that everything was fine because the gusts were a little bit stronger than what I had thought. I was just sleeping. The rain was coming down. We got a tremendous amount of precipitation.
Right.
I mean, I looked out back and I was like, wow, man, there's a lot of water out there. It's like a lake now. It wasn't a lagoon. And of course, all the storm drains were overflowing. But it was just a reminder that, a tornado, hurricane here.
Yeah, right.
They're tremendous power in nature.
Oh, yeah, we are
right.
so
yeah,
weak.
We think we're
tough.
so tough and so smart and so wise.
No, that's not happening.
That's a good way to humble yourself, right? If you've ever lived through a natural disaster or an earthquake, like we've talked about here before in the program.
Right.
Yeah, so listen, I think it's, there's a couple things that people can do for themselves to kind of get back into nature, if you will, travel a little bit. But the national park system, no doubt. I mean, get your Atlas or Google Maps or whatever out and go drive somewhere.
Take off and go,
man.
Go west,
adventure.
West, and just
that's
go on
why
adventure.
That's why I'm headed west here, and pretty soon, man. And I look forward to it. Now I understand why my father-in-law, that was his respite. That was his head time, to get away from everything, to go out west and spend a week or 2 or 3 out there and just clear your head.
Sure. You driving on or?
We are flying.
Yeah.
And we do this every year as a family. So, cool. There's a great Dude Ranch, if you're wondering what am I talking about, in Jackson, Wyoming, right there, actually at the entrance to the Grand Teton National Park, is a little dude ranch that's been, operating for many, many years, called the R, like Romeo, Lazy, Lezy, S, like Sam, R Lazy S Ranch. And they just do an incredible job, the entire team. And, you get to be a city slicker for a week. You get a horse and stay in a cabin.
Nice.
And I'll send you some pictures, or maybe I'll do a live stream from there.
Do it.
And
I'll send you a link.
It's incredible.
Kick it off.
I probably could have been a cowboy at heart.
Maybe
I love that stuff.
We'll put the place on the map. Maybe you get a free dessert out of it.
Well, the Stearns, they're from Ohio, and they just do an incredible job. You can do a search online if you're interested. A lot of my friends and family who have never been out there, they say, what's the intrigue? Why do you go out there? And I'm like, if you've never been close to the Grand Tetons, those jagged, peaks that just jut out of the ground, and then it's close to Yellowstone, which we absolutely love. If you like to fish, if you like to be on a horse, or if you just like to be outdoors, again, what we were talking about, traveling, go experience nature. It's a beautiful thing to see. And so we spent a week out there, family time. It's great. So
we're going. As a matter of fact, it's funny that you said that, because in August for my birthday, we're going to a dude ranch.
Your birthday was just July 4th.
No, that was not.
I felt so bad
when I signed up for
Independence
Facebook,
Day.
A million years ago. I just said
25 years ago.
Yeah, I said I don't want to put my real, because I don't. I get a little hinky.
Yeah, we're both August birthdays, man.
Yeah.
That's what I thought, and I was like, threw a curveball at me. I'm like, did I miss? There's no way I missed my partner's birthday. My goodness. I mean, that's like missing your own anniversary.
We're heading down to a dude ranch in just southwest of Orlando. There's a big dude ranch down there.
Huh. I didn't know that. I know up in Ocala, there's a lot of horses up there.
Yeah, there's a big deal. I mean, it's we got an absolutely sweet deal on this. Came our way, so
great.
We're going to jump on it. It's only like 4 days. We got to leave early because I got to come back to do the Saturday show.
Yeah,
with Doug Fair.
Well, am I going to be solo in here trying to run the show and spin the plates?
Well, we'll get you checked out on the big rigs.
Am I going to be IFR certified?
You will be. You will be.
Get my typewriter in the
kill me.
Yeah.
All right. Tonight's show is going to be great. We got Stan Lewis from the John Maxwell team and Inward Journey joining us. He's a author, former naval. He's a Mustang officer, which we love.
That's former enlisted for those that don't know what that means.
Right. So
Just came up from through the ranks.
Right.
I'll put my glasses on.
You know,
so I can
he's
see.
worked for a living, so he knows what the deal is. He's also a honorably retired peace officer, so we have that in common. And who has worked in schools as a school resource officer and such. He's the executive director with John Maxwell team and owner of Inward Journey. He's a servant leader who helps organizations, public, private schools, government entities. He's got it all covered. He closes the gap between where they are and where they want to be. He does that through speaking, training, and coaching. So I can't wait to hear what he has to say. I've filled out the paperwork for the John Maxwell speaking, coaching. I always thought I would like to give that a try. Do the stand up and talking.
Stand up comedy?
No.
You're talking
just
to
stand
the
up
prison.
And, a briefing, like stand up and either talk about something that young people can do to increase their chances of getting hired.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe stand up in front of a bunch of business owners and tell them that, you ain't all that, and
okay,
how they should maybe listen to their employees occasionally. Something formalized. I'm just making stuff up here, but auditioning.
I don't know what we do every Monday, Wednesday, Friday right here. You're talking to thousands of people.
That's
right. You threw me there for a second.
No, but I mean, this is one, John Maxwell, I've read a few of his books and, I've seen his videos and I respect the guy. He's,
is he still around? I used to read his books back in the early 2000s, mid 2000s of stuff when I was, really, he did kind of the servant leadership.
Sure. Along with Zig Ziglar,
Yeah, Zig's a little older. Yeah, Zig's been around. I mean, he's
dead now, but I mean,
he's
what he would have been like 105 now. But I love the guy. I mean, he had just this smooth, man,
energy, enthusiasm. Again, talk about down to earth.
Yeah, and that
but he was that natural,
tone, but smart as a whip.
Yeah,
I loved it.
Yep.
I mean, I wish more kids would take a listen to some of those old mentors back then and just pick up on them. I tried to encourage my son and daughter to read those people.
Right.
And I send them books every now and then. I'll shoot them
they like, why are you sending me this book?
Yeah, I don't know. It's holding up the table now. So we keep doing what we can do.
Yeah, those are the types of books where you wish later you never read them and you go, well, I think Dad sent me a book on that. Maybe I should have read that. Right. Sitting on my coffee table somewhere in my library.
Yeah, they come across.
Everything's electronic.
They're being interviewed. Right.
Right.
They're being interviewed for a job, and somebody says, "You ever hear of John Maxwell? What books do you read? Have you ever read John Maxwell?" No, I don't. Never heard of him.
Al Flowers.
Yeah. Wait till you read my book. Oh my goodness.
It's gonna be a doozy.
It's gonna be a doozy. All right, listen, let's take an early break. When we come back, hopefully Stan Lewis will be joining us and get us fired up. I can't wait to talk to the guy myself. You're listening to TalkOne Radio. We'll be right back.
Are you an entrepreneur with a business idea but just need a little help getting it off the ground? Well, the Don Ryan Center for Innovation in Bluffton can help entrepreneurs succeed and innovative companies grow. As a nonprofit organization, they provide resources and experienced guidance to successfully launch and grow your business. Contact them today to see how they can help at 843-540-0405 or visit their website at donryancenter.com.
Vineyard Assisted Living is a nurturing community with customized care, programming, and amenities that aim to engage and inspire. At Vineyard, we don't just care for you, we care about you, which is why we personalize our programming and care levels to each resident's passions and needs, stimulating mind, body, and soul. Find out more about how you or your loved one can thrive at Vineyard. Email info@vineyardbluffton.com or call 843-612-0700.
No time for fitness? Unsure of what to do when you walk into the gym? The eFit Club uses eGym and Matrix technology combined with personal training to easily guide you through your workout. It's the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to improve your health. The eFit Club is suitable for all adults, and our members are reporting amazing results. The eFit Club is located in Bluffton at the Belfair Town Village Shopping Center. Mention Alan or Roman of TalkOne Radio, and you'll receive a special discounted membership. It's your time to get fit. Change your fitness, change your life.
Looking for a barbershop with a traditional feel? Well, look no further. Joe's Classic Cuts Barbershop is the Low Country's place to receive a top quality haircut or straight razor shave. You'll enjoy a family environment where everyone is welcomed and the refreshments are on the house. Joe's is located at 23 Johnston Way in Bluffton and open 7 days a week. For old school service and quality, makes Joe's Classic Cuts Barbershop your go-to place for the finest haircut and shave in the Low Country. Call 843-757-5637 or visit www.joesclassiccuts.com today for your next appointment.
Hello, everybody. Jimmy here at Underground Burritos, your restaurant-inspired, taste-delivered, ready-to-heat meat burrito company. Also got them great, hot and ready. Hey, we moved locations this year over on May River Road, right here in the heart of Old Town Bluffton. Come give us a shout. Come pick up some great burritos. And hey, guys, look, we're teaming up with TalkOne Radio to bring you a great new radio show called Restaurant Talk. Look forward to hearing from you. Stop by. Have a great day.
Are you an entrepreneur with a business idea but just need a little help getting it off the ground? Well, the Don Ryan Center for Innovation in Bluffton can help entrepreneurs succeed and innovative companies grow. As a nonprofit organization, they provide resources and experience guidance to successfully launch and grow your business. Contact them today to see how they can help at 843-540-0405 or visit their website at donryancenter.com.
Vineyard Memory Care Community assists those with memory loss to thrive through wellness-enhanced programs promoting independence and mobility while receiving the care and support they need. At Vineyard, we don't just care for you, we care about you and enhance the quality of life for individuals with dementia while providing their loved ones peace of mind. Find out more about how your loved one can thrive at Vineyard. Email info@vineyardbluffton.com. Call today, 843-612-0700.
The only conservative talk radio where you are more important than the host. TalkOne Radio. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, if you want to join us, it's 1-843-800-1492. You're listening to Talk One Radio. I'm Al Flowers, joined by Jeff Zapp. With us tonight is Stan Lewis from the John Maxwell team and Inward Journey. He comes, I guess he's hailing right now from Texas. We're going to find out. Let's bring him right in. Get him right in the ball game here.
Hey, Alan. Hey, Jeff. How y'all doing?
How are you, my friend?
Welcome, Stan.
I'll try to stay out of trouble.
You're in good stead with us, my man.
That's right.
You're in good stead.
Well, if y'all are like me, trouble probably finds you.
That's true.
I got to keep my jaws.
It finds Al more than it finds me.
Right.
But I'm with him, 6 hours a week. So you know the routine.
So, Stan, where are you calling from tonight? Are you down in Texas?
Down in Texas, Waxahachie, Texas, just a little south of Dallas County.
Oh, nice. Beautiful, beautiful state. And I see you sporting the folds of
Folds of honor? Oh,
yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, brother. Way to go. Yeah, way to go. We're both veterans here. And
what service?
I was in the Air Force and the Army, actually. And
all right. I'm a former naval officer.
Nice. I see your Mustang too.
Oh, that I am.
Yeah,
you can pick that up in the background.
Right on. So tell us a little bit about the John Maxwell team first. I'm a little curious actually about this whole thing.
Well, John Maxwell has a group of faculty, and they bring people in twice a year, and they train them to coach, speak, and train people all across the world, including the U.S. And it's pretty cool to have the opportunity to be trained by the man himself. And there are various different ways that you can take the program. My emphasis is on parenting and family coaching.
Wow, that's a big mountain to climb.
Well, with my background, I'm a former school resource officer, audibly retired, and I work with a lot of kids. And this is truly a better way to work with kids and their families, keeping them out of trouble and trying to promote solid families and good family values.
Right. I mean, I'm sure that some of your counseling extends right over to the parents themselves too. It's not always the kids.
Well, this is true because the parents are the chief role model.
Right.
All right. So, if you get the parent right, a lot of times you go get the child right.
There you go. How long you been with the Maxwell team?
Been with the Maxwell team since 2018.
Wow, nice. Did you go through the one of the speaker or the whole program, the whole training program?
Well, I went through their program in 2016, but I didn't do a whole lot with it. And then I had prostate cancer in 2018 and said, you know what? There's a lot more that I could do for other people. And I really started using the John Maxwell material, particularly Live to Lead, which is offered one time a year. It's a live broadcast where John Maxwell gets a group of friends, buddies, other speakers, and they come in and hold a training session. And if you have a license, you can set up and they'll broadcast it to your location for people. And I did that to raise money for Folds of Honor and local charities. And man, it's been a blast. It's been a blast. I enjoy it.
So the Lord put that on your heart to get back involved, obviously.
Yes. Absolutely, he did. And I love what you said there, my friend, because I'm a big believer. And I think that, Christ set me up to do this, and I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I like coming to the parenting mode through, from a Christian viewpoint.
Right.
And my coaching is from that viewpoint. And the book that I wrote for parenting also is to that viewpoint.
And what's the name of that book?
Well, the name of that book is Fearless Parenting. And you can get it at parentsbefearless.com. Parentsbefearless.com. It's in ebook and audio right now, and hope later this year to release a hard copy of it. But the basics of it is to, again, work on the parent. Alan and Jeff, we can never stop developing ourselves and try to improve ourselves, because it's hard to pour into a child if you are an empty pitcher. Right. So you got to develop yourself, your leadership skills, and so now you have something that your life experiences to pour back into the life of the child.
Absolutely. Let me get you over here. There we go. Now we got a better shot at what's going on here.
Making us look pretty.
Oh yeah, man, y'all got me hitting in the middle here. I'm getting tag teamed here, but that's okay.
Now, man.
Don't touch any more buttons over there, Al.
We may disconnect the whole show.
No, it's great. One of the things that you said, well, the bio here in terms of servant leadership, no better servant leadership than our Lord Jesus himself.
Right.
Amen.
And this concept specifically that as it relates to, say, parenting, we talk about it here, God, family, country. but the core value as a husband and a wife in matrimony, trying to make sure that they're doing their best. Listen, we're all flawed, right?
Oh yeah,
but trying to raise your children in a godly way, right? Training
absolutely. And you can do that as a servant leader. I think servant leadership is key, because what does a dad or a mother do? You're serving your child. And through your example of serving them, they too learn how to serve others.
Yes. So true. So how did you ever get involved with the John Maxwell team? Is it someone that you'd followed when you were, I know you're a former naval officer. How did you ever get involved with the Maxwell team, and what inspired you to get involved?
I saw an advertisement, Jeff, and I was like, okay, well, that looks interesting. And I called the program coordinator, and she walked me through the process, and off I went.
Okay.
And now me and my wife, at least one time a year, we head out to Florida for more training and to help the faculty out there train other people.
Well, that's fantastic.
So it's a living, breathing operation. It's not just, here's some manuals, here's a lecture, here's some tapes, go out there and do your thing. You're always constantly interacting like a beehive, so to speak.
Absolutely, because John Maxwell won't put his name on anything that's not high quality. So whether it's the parenting program that I'm involved in, or there's sales, leadership, coaching, it's all high quality. And we hold our standards at a high bar, and we want to go out and serve those that we're working with, and to come to them from that vantage point of service. As a matter of fact, when I'm working with people and I come in and say, hey, we need some help with our business, I don't come in with a set script. I come in to find out what it is they need, where they are, and what hurdles do they see that they got to overcome. And then, I put together something custom fit for that business, custom fit for the family.
Awesome. That is awesome. How was the practical very tough? Was it brutal? I mean, you have to stand up, you got the knees shaking, the hands sweating, and you gotta.
When you get up for the first time, Alan, and you're among your peers, and you have to come prepared with a 3 to 5 minute speech, and those around the table are critiquing you on it. And I tell you something about the Maxwell program. If you have concerns about your presentation, you can copy your presentation and send it to the faculty, and Rowdy, he'll take a look at it, and he will give you direct feedback on what you're doing good and what you need to improve on. The faculty is very, very receptive. They're easy to contact, all the way up to the CEO. I did a Live to Lead a couple of years ago, and I wanted Russell Maryland. I know y'all got your favorite football team over there. Russell Maryland was a Dallas Cowboy, has 2 Super Bowl rings back when Dallas were winning Super Bowls. And I wanted him to come to my Live to Lead. And, the CEO of the John Maxwell Company said I gave, and we did an impromptu video, and he challenged Russell Maryland to come speak at our event. Russell Maryland came and spoke at our event. I mean, he was so impressed that the CEO would pause and do this, that he felt that he needed to be there.
Wow.
That's the type of company that this is, the John Maxwell Company. It's awesome.
That's awesome. You get to do a lot of traveling with your speaking.
I do. I enjoy going, talking to others. It's basically been here local in and around North Texas, but I'm hoping to branch out here. I'm in your radio station's in South Carolina, right?
Right. That's right.
Look at me. Already branching out.
There you go. That's it.
Well, as soon as this gets on God, Family, and Country TV, it's going to be you'll be branched out all the way across the nation.
Hey, I would love that opportunity. And I checked you guys out. Maybe it's the cop in me, and I looked at. I was impressed by some of the sponsors that I saw that sponsored your show.
Right.
I'm a unique individual. I'm conservative. It is who I am.
Right.
And I make no bones about it. But I love everybody, will work with anybody. The great thing about the Maxwell team is when you come in to help somebody, it's not about their politics. It's not about their skin color. It's not about their sex. We're there to help the individual or the company become the best version of themselves.
That's great. A lot of us veterans are familiar with that because when you're in the military, it's all about teamwork, right?
Right. Absolutely. You're looking out for your shipmate, and well, in my case, looking out for a shipmate. But we got Air Force over there and Army, but that's okay. We love them, but we love them too.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to be in the air conditioning.
Well, yeah, everyone's got to have a specialty, right?
This is true.
The Air Force, the Coast Guard, got to get around.
That's it. I never, you can spot a veteran from a mile away, as far as I'm concerned. Just by the way that they hold themselves and handle their business. And
you can, and I tell you, where I live in Waxahachie, I mean, people down here, we love our veterans and law enforcement. I tell you what, the people are so kind and open hearts. I was loading some packages into one of those little wheel carts. I was loading some packages. The guy must have saw my gray hair and everything and thought I needed some help. So he came over, and I had my Navy hat on, and he came over and said, "Well, sir, do you need any help?" And I said, "No," but I looked over at his truck and saw he was in a landscaping business. And when we had Snowmageddon down here, all our bushes died. Guess who I called to do the job?
That's right. There it is.
That's the type of people we have in our area.
Yeah, that's it. Beautiful. Yeah, it's a mystery to me that our country has gotten to the point it has and divided as deep as we are.
But there's hope, brother.
There's hope.
We place our faith in the Lord Jesus Christ.
Right.
And no matter what goes all around us, Psalms 23, one of my favorite stanzas off in there is that he prepares a table for us in the presence of our enemies. And I'm not saying that people are our enemies or things, but I'm talking about the situation, the division.
Right.
But he's that type of God you can sit at the table amidst all the chaos and everything going on.
Right.
And he has this.
Yep.
So that's where I have to put my faith. I put my faith in God, not men.
That's what kept us sane during the COVID, everything. I mean,
what keeps us sane every day. Like you said, we have a God that knows all, sees all, is supreme, who loves us.
Yeah.
And knows us better than we know ourselves. I mean, what's not to trust there?
And you never have to carry a burden too heavy for your shoulder.
No.
Nope. You just turn it over to him, and he loves you that much. Isn't that's some serious love right there? He'll never let you take on more than you can bear.
Right.
And he's always right there.
Yeah. That's a radical love. It certainly is.
So what's a day like for you? I mean, when you set up these speaking engagements, do you put out your shingle and say I'm available?
Right. Well, right now, this is sort of like a part-time gig. I went from being a police officer to a federal investigator, and I go out and I have the opportunity to help individuals and help businesses that are having labor issues and go in and act as a mediator between the two. And so I travel quite a bit for that. Well, before COVID.
Yeah. Right.
But I love that because I get to be a peacemaker.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And again, it doesn't matter what the business is. It doesn't matter about skin color, gender, anything. Right. To come into a situation where there's strife and help people because they need help.
Right.
So, I figure I got about 4 or 5 more years and then I'm going to retire. And I'm just setting up myself to be able to walk from one into the other.
Right. Yeah. Perfect. Perfect. I know what you mean. That's what, when I retired in 07 from the FAA, I I took a year off to do nothing, just to kind of decompress. And then I went right back to work. I went to work for a contractor. We moved down here. I went to work at the tower over here in Hilton Head. And, I lasted 3 years doing that. Then I said, that's enough. I'm done. And then this dream that I always had in my back pocket reemerged, and voila, here we are on TalkOne Radio right now. So, you pray about things enough, you better watch out because the good Lord is going to deliver. And, if you get yourself right, I mean, it's like a home run.
My wife was asking me, she said, how did you run across these guys? I said, well, through Alignable, which to me is like a online chamber of commerce, really type deal. Yeah. And I'm really glad to have found you guys out there. Y'all found me. Right. I was just excited to be here tonight. I was like, wow, these guys want me to come on and talk about the John Maxwell team and parenting and what I do and everything. And I just said, man, how awesome.
Right.
Well, it's great to have you. And it's just another example of how God works in his own mysterious way.
There you go. Absolutely.
Have you, for sure.
Yeah.
What is there any kind of pitfalls that you run into, Stan, when let's say you get in the middle of counseling sessions, or you're trying to get across the point that you're trying to make, and something awful is revealed to you? I mean, as far as an abuse of a child or something like that. I mean, I hope and pray to God that it doesn't happen often, but it seems like that's at the top of the list around town with all these sex trafficking, that these people that are getting caught all the time.
Well, when I was a cop, I would encounter some things like that. I remember being a patrolman, having to take a rape victim down and so that she could be treated. And I tell you what, it tore me up. It tore me up. I felt so much for her, and did everything you were supposed to do as a police officer. Was there, being supportive, but I didn't feel like I was doing enough. And now what I do currently right now, the most difficult thing is to get people to relax. All right. Yes, you and the other party are seeing things differently, but you know what? You can still work out things between you. You can still come to a settlement that works for both sides. And, it's just helping them, walking them through the process, and particularly with the complainant, because they feel that they've been done wrong, and sometimes they have been, but they want to hold on. Both sides want to hold on. And I tell them, I said, you know what, that pain that you're in right now, all the stress that you're going through, you're sitting down in that room with all this darkness and everything, but the door is open. The doors, all you do is got to get up and walk out the door, close it, and leave it behind you. Yeah. But you're never going to move on until you let it go and walk away from it. And to get them to do that in their mind, so that now they can have a conversation with the opposing party, and we can actually work something out in the end. And I tell you what, to me, I don't care if it was for $0, right, or $500,000 settlement. To me, getting two groups of people to come together in agreement and get past all that discontent and everything, it's one of the greatest things that I've ever done. So, for the next 4 or 5 years, I will be extremely happy doing that. Then I'm going to step into John Maxwell thing, and I'm going to keep doing stuff for Folds of Honor.
There you go. You'll be snapping your suspenders all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
Blessed are the peacemakers, right?
That's it. Good on
Well,
you, man.
Well, like I said, trouble sometimes finds me. So, I'll take all the blessings I can get.
Amen. Amen.
Is it tough dealing with some of these hard-headed CEOs when they're, when they're at odds with their employees?
Well, they're just people too.
Sure.
They're just people too. And there's disappointment and anger and everything. And just like the employee, and it's just getting them to step back, take a deep breath, and then just try to work it out. And I always try to with something small, some non-monetary thing that they can agree on, and then build on that. Some other little thing that they can agree on, build on that until the next thing we have a settlement in principle.
Wow,
so again, I love what I do. Got a great boss, got a great boss's boss, and the boss above that is truly outstanding. I'm a blessed man. And I'm not bragging. I'm just giving God the glory because it's all due to Him. He put me in this position, and I got to give Him all the credit for it.
Right. Yeah, we do too. And what is the most things that you mediate or arbitrate? Are they about money or working conditions? Which is
basically whistleblowing.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep. There's 25 different statutes that we enforce, and sometimes management's not happy with the whistleblower, and that's understandable. I understand that coming from the military. The military, you give an order, you expect for people to follow it, but sometimes people can get hurt without the whistleblower. If it's a bad condition and you letting people know about it, or people are illegally dumping and you let them know about it, and I've seen all sorts of things, but again, the greatest thing is being able to get parties to come together and come into agreement. But you know what? There's even a bigger joy than that, gentlemen. I also been involved in the Royal Ranger ministry for about 30 years. Royal Rangers, you can think of it sort of like Christian Scouting. They have their similarities. It's in way over 70 countries in the U.S. right now. So I've been mentoring boys and young teens for like 30 years now.
Wow. What is it called again?
Royal Rangers. It's a part of the Assemblies of God, but it's become very diverse here over the last couple of years. We have Southern Baptist and other denominations that are coming on board. And the thing I truly love about it is you have the opportunity to equip, evangelize the next generation of servant leaders. And a lot of the Maxwell stuff that I do, I'm sitting here trying to influence my boys, influence my teams, my staff. I have a great staff that works alongside of me in helping these boys out. Some of them come from single parent homes, and the only male role model that they have, adult man, there's two different type of males. You got the Christian man, and then you got the adult male. And I'm not trying to start no controversy or anything like that, but
we started enough here. Don't worry about it.
But I love these boys. Don't care the background that they come from. Don't care about the race that they come from. We just want to be there to mentor those boys and to help evangelize this next generation of servant leaders.
Right.
Yep.
And it goes right along with the Maxwell stuff. I've even done some family coaching with some of my parents.
Wow, that's awesome. That is awesome. That I've never heard of them, and I'm gonna look into that.
Please do. It's a lot of fun. Love working with these kids. I'm always learning something, and they're just great to be around.
Do they have an organization for the girls too, or no?
Yeah, the Girls Impact Club, the Assembly of Gods, does have that for girls. So it's a very good mentorship program for our young ladies, and I would highly recommend it.
Yeah, I saw a news article just recently where one of these high schools put out a call for men, volunteers to act as surrogate dads for 76 young men that were graduating from the high school. And they felt that it was important that they have the dads walk across the stage and get the diploma. I guess that was their procedure. Well, listen,
man, that is awesome. But to be in the situation that we're in, where we don't have enough men in the household,
right?
Two-parent households where you have a dad that can speak into the life of a child. Me and my wife, as we were bringing up our two kids, we sort of thought about the penguins. The penguins. The male will go out, eat, do all the things he needs to do, and come back, and they pass that egg over. And so now dad has the egg, and so then mama goes out, and mama does what she needs to do. And so me and my wife, throughout the years, when one took charge of the kids, because there are times when my wife needs some time to herself.
Right.
Okay, so that she can refresh herself. So I said, you know what? I got the eggs. You're going to do what you got to do. And she'll see that sometime I need to go into my cave. And go, you know what? You go into your cave. I got the eggs. And so, and another way to think of it is, even you'll appreciate this from the military side, when you enter a building as a team of, got two or more police officers, and they're going through a building, one leads and the other one is covering them.
Yes.
And so it's cover and move. So there'll be times when my wife is doing the moving and I'm doing the covering.
Right.
And we just kind of go back and forth in that. And I feel that that's important in a family.
Absolutely. Well, the tail end of that story I was telling, they put this call for men to show up for these 76 kids. 580 men showed up. So, I mean, there you go.
Yeah.
I'm talking, you made the comment earlier, Stan, about, there are more good people in this country.
There are.
Than there are the crackpots. So
you just need to call them out. And there's kindness and charity all around us, but we just have to have an eye for it and then call it for what it is and encourage people to do that. There are times when I go around and I see a dad with a daughter or a dad with their son, and I said, you know what? And I'll stop them, but I said, you know what? I love what you're doing with your child. Well, we're just going shopping. Yeah, but you're spending time with your child. Okay? Right. You're intentionally spending time with your child. You intentionally took them with you. And I said, enjoy all these times because they grow up way too fast.
Amen.
So enjoy it, parents.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you're right, man. And it is sad in some instances we don't have enough men, particularly in the household. I had one young man, I was at church, and hopefully I don't take too much time. I'll try to tell this real quick. And he was I saw this young man coming in with his mother and his sister, and he was just talking trash to his sister, his mother, and everything. And I just felt the move of the spirit, so to speak. And I was handing out flyers about to camp out. I had my Royal Ranger uniform on, and I walked over and I said, "Ma'am, give me a moment." And I took him off to the side. We had a few words. He came back, apologized to his mother, apologized to his sister. Her jaw dropped. A couple of weeks later, now he was in my Royal Ranger ministry. I didn't know, I'm the outpost coordinator, and I got group leaders that are taking care of individual age groups. And so one Wednesday night, my leaders come and say, "Hey, Stan, we got this young man. He wants to go on the camp out, but they don't have the money." And I went, "Since when has that been a problem?" He goes, "Well, he was saying some stuff about his dad and everything." So I went and talked to him. He said, "Sir, you don't understand. My dad passed away. It's just us, and my mom's just trying to make ends meet and everything." And I said, "Son, look around you. You got 8 daddies.
Right.
He said, do you want to go on the camp out or not?" "I want to go on the camp out." "Then we got you taken care of."
Yeah.
Right.
Nice. Come on down.
That's nice, man. I learned something tonight already, Stan. That's why you're brought here.
That's right.
I learned all about the Royal Rangers. I love it. Plus, I learned a lot about you and the integrity that you have, like as solid as an oak. So, I mean, you're still
loving people.
Well, I have my times. My wife will tell you I have my times because remember, trouble finds me every once in a while.
Well, you're just like us. You're imperfect. Jesus hasn't come back yet.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I agree with you on that. Yeah. But, man, I appreciate the opportunity to be here. I mean, we came in and talked about the John Maxwell team, but y'all give me time to talk about, what I do at the John Maxwell team, my full-time job, the Royal Ranger ministry, and even my parenting book, man. I also, since we're going to throw out a shameless plug, I have a podcast called Fearless Parenting, and we put that out Stan, two times a week.
Where can people find more information on the podcast and also on the Parents Be Fearless book that's coming out?
Well, on the podcast, it's where you have Spotify, Apple Podcasts. I'm on all of them. You just go out and do a search for Fearless Parenting.
Okay.
And you'll find me there. I bring out guest hosts to talk about different parenting issues, and I talk about issues myself. But again, you can find my book at parentsbefearless.com, all lowercase.
Gotcha.
And if anybody has any questions, you could drop me a line, and I'll be happy to answer their question.
So if someone wanted to make a donation to the Royal Rangers, they could contact you.
Well, they could contact me, and I would put them in contact with our church office. Now, if you wanted to do something to the national office, they would love you for that. And they're located in Springfield, Missouri. I know Carl would love that, but if you wanted to do something with the boys at our church, hey, I'm gonna tell you, I would love it too, because I'm gonna put it to work
right away
for these boys and these teenagers. And it's at the Oaks Church in Red Oak, Texas. The Oaks Church at Red Oak, Texas. It's an awesome church. We got an awesome senior pastor. We're just loving it there.
Beautiful. I'm going to ask you a question. It's just completely off topic, but
go ahead.
Just recently, I'm sure you're familiar with Saddleback Church.
Yes.
And Rick Warren is the pastor of that church.
Yes.
And they're involved with Southern Baptists in some type of peripheral way, or they're under the umbrella or something like that. Now, he just ordained 3 women to be actual preachers in Saddleback. I was disappointed in that, just based on my own beliefs and upbringing. So I was wondering if you had a comment on that.
Well, there were leaders in the early church that were ladies that were prominent in the movement, which they called the Way at the time. And right now, who God puts into position. Sometimes men don't step up. They don't step up. God's going to do what's necessary. Say, if you don't praise me, I'll have the rocks cry out. and I work for an excellent children's pastor. Pastor Kate, man, she's outstanding. She's supportive of these boys. When they get their awards, she's there for them. We have a shooting sports program. She'll admit she knows very little about the shooting sports program, but she believes in her people and supports her people. And she's a positive influence. And that's what leadership is about. As John Maxwell says, leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. Right. But there are times and there are women that have been given giftings. And why not put those giftings in effect? Unfortunately, there are a lot of men that are not stepping up.
Right.
And there's some awesome women that are not only stepping up, they're stepping beyond.
Yeah. Well, I just want to get your opinion on that to open my mind up a little bit. Maybe, I don't know, but I do appreciate your feedback on that question. And as an awesome time spent with you, praise God that we had an opportunity to meet, even throughout with the technology, had a great conversation. And I want you to know that you're always welcome back here anytime.
Wow, man, I really appreciate that, Alan, Jeff. Anytime y'all want, just holler back at me, and I'll be happy to come on. And I tell you what, maybe when I get close to Live to Lead down in October, I'm gonna hold an event here in Red Oak, and I'm also going to do a virtual event in October. So maybe a little bit later this year, we could talk about that and raising money for Folds of Honor. Yeah. And maybe we could just do a show on just that. Just encouraging people out there to donate to Folds of Honor.
Exactly. If you want to do like a round table at your end and have us come in and just facilitate or have some fun and toss some questions, get to know everybody, and shake it up a little bit. Just
we can do that.
We can do that. We can do that.
Outstanding. Would that be like virtual, like we're doing right now? Yeah, I mean, we could absolutely. Because I love this format here. I'm used to using StreamYard, but this was seamless, gentlemen.
Right.
Well, good.
It's easy enough. Also, we ask from you, Stan, is you pass the word about TalkOne Radio and give us a nod and a wink every now and then. That's
I'm gonna do more than give you a nod and wink. I talked to the executive producer, and she's gonna get me a MP3 of the program. And I tell you what else would help. I don't know if y'all have the video from here.
Yes,
so that I could put that up on my site, on my Facebook site, and reach out, because we all have different spheres of influence, and I would just like to introduce people to you through my sphere of influence.
That would be a real privilege to do that.
Yeah,
it'd be an honor. Done.
All right,
Stan, thanks for joining us tonight. God bless you and all your pursuits and what you're doing. Keep on keeping on, brother.
Yeah,
thank you. God bless y'all. Also, may He keep y'all in His hands.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Have a great weekend.
Blessings.
What are you going to say? Guy's fabulous. Mr. Fabulous himself.
And that's what TalkOne Radio is all about. We learn from each other.
Right.
And just to have Stan on and to listen to his story.
I'll tell you.
It's just, that's how God works, man.
That's
God is good all the time.
It's a warrior for Christ right there. And I'm glad to know him. Glad to be, to call him brother,
Yes, sir.
So let's, we got to hit it. We got to make a little money here.
We're going to take a little break and we'll be back with another 50 minutes to go on the show.
Are you an entrepreneur with a business idea, but just need a little help getting it off the ground? Well, the Don Ryan Center for Innovation in Bluffton can help entrepreneurs succeed and innovative companies grow. As a nonprofit organization, they provide resources and experience guidance to successfully launch and grow your business. Contact them today to see how they can help at 843-540-0405. or visit their website at donryancenter.com.
Vineyard Assisted Living is a nurturing community with customized care, programming, and amenities that aim to engage and inspire. At Vineyard, we don't just care for you, we care about you, which is why we personalize our programming and care levels to each resident's passions and needs, stimulating mind, body, and soul. Find out more about how you or your loved one can thrive at Vineyard. Email info@vineyardbluffton.com or call 843-612-0700.
No time for fitness? Unsure of what to do when you walk into the gym? The eFit Club uses eGym and Matrix technology combined with personal training to easily guide you through your workout. It's the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to improve your health. The eFit Club is suitable for all adults, and our members are reporting amazing results. The eFit Club is located in Bluffton at the Belfair Town Village Shopping Center. Mention Alan or Roman of TalkOne Radio, and you'll receive a special discounted membership. It's your time to get fit. Change your fitness, change your life.
Looking for a barbershop with a traditional feel? Well, look no further. Joe's Classic Cuts Barbershop is the Low Country's place to receive a top quality haircut or straight razor shave. You'll enjoy a family environment where everyone is welcomed and the refreshments are on the house. Joe's is located at 23 Johnston Way in Bluffton and open 7 days a week. For old school service and quality, makes Joe's Classic Cuts Barbershop your go-to place for the finest haircut and shave in the Low Country. Call 843-757-5637 or visit www.joesclassiccuts.com today for your next appointment.
Hello, everybody. Jimmy here at Underground Burritos, your restaurant-inspired, taste-delivered, ready-to-heat meat burrito company. Also got them great, hot and ready. Hey, we moved locations this year over on May River Road, right here in the heart of Old Town Bluffton. Come give us a shout. Come pick up some great burritos. And hey, guys, look, we're teaming up with TalkOne Radio to bring you a great new radio show called Restaurant Talk. Look forward to hearing from you. Stop by. Have a great day.
Are you an entrepreneur with a business idea but just need a little help getting it off the ground? Well, the Don Ryan Center for Innovation in Bluffton can help entrepreneurs succeed and innovative companies grow. As a nonprofit organization, they provide resources and experience guidance to successfully launch and grow your business. Contact them today to see how they can help at 843-540-0405 or visit their website at donryancenter.com.
Vineyard Memory Care Community assists those with memory loss to thrive through wellness-enhanced programs promoting independence and mobility while receiving the care and support they need. At Vineyard, we don't just care for you, we care about you and enhance the quality of life for individuals with dementia while providing their loved ones peace of mind. Find out more about how your loved one can thrive at Vineyard. Email info@vineyardbluffton.com. Call today, 843-612-0700.
The only conservative talk radio where you are more important than the host. TalkOne Radio. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, we are back on it. And what a great guest we just had, Stan Lewis from the John Maxwell organization. Or is it someplace in Texas? I just had the name and the tip of my tongue and I lost it.
I want to say Fort Huachuca, but it's not.
No, it's just south of Dallas.
South
anyway.
of Dallas. He was talking about Red Oaks, Texas. That was
where the church was. What a great guy. Stan Lewis, we're going to be hearing more from him, I'm sure. I'm going to get him to do some more stuff, talk to us, give us some of his wisdom because he's certainly loaded with it. And I really am impressed with the fact of what he's doing with these kids and the Royal Rangers. I never heard of them. And
neither have I. He said it was, I'm going to say, kind of like a discipleship program from the Assemblies of God. We'll have to check that out. It was neat. But just to really an incredible, everyone has a story to share, but to listen to Stan and
Right.
how God has used him through the years. And he said he's been working with the Royal Rangers for 30 years.
Yeah.
So
I think it's an excellent program. And if we can, I don't know, put a couple of shekels together and send it down, maybe, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Hey, listen, EFIT Club, Fitness Connected, it's over in the Belfair Town Village. I'm a member over there. You might see me over there sweating to the oldies, trying to get myself in shape. I mean, being 65, it's not easy, I'll tell you that. Uphill all the way, both ways. But my good friend, Jay McCoog, who owns the place, is my personal trainer. And I'm all in. I deep dive off the high board for me. Change your fitness, change your life. The EFIT Club is one of the best places you can go to get yourself healthy without the rigmarole of, the young people, all the mirrors and the soda machines or the shake machines and all the, Romeo's hanging around you trying to pick you up. Jay runs a nice, clean little place. It's unbelievable. It's you're in and out of there in 45 minutes. Unless he wants to torture you like he does me on the personal training. But I love it. So EFIT Club, Fitness Connected, he has a 7-day free pass. His rates are reasonable. The people that work for him are excellent. They have classes, e-gym, training, cardio. They got the whole shebang-a-bang. You want to start off slow, they'll start you off slow. There's people of all tender in there. There's guys like me, old jocks. There's people more seasoned than I am. And they're going around the circuit just like anybody else and enjoying the place. So please stop by. Call Jay at 843-707-9771. Vineyard Assisted Living and Memory Care at 25 Cassidy Drive. We have a loved one that's in that assisted living right now. It's my wife's mom, and she's surviving quite nicely there. They have excellent food. The staff is very attentive and all vetted out. The apartments that the people in assisted living in the memory care live in are spick and span. They look like little nice one-bedroom apartments that you would get in any city. The process is brand new. Everything is brand new there. Lindsay is 843-258-4207. If you mention TalkOne Radio, they may give you half off your community fee. I can't promise it. That ran out like at the end of May, but
maybe they'll
honor it. They'll honor it. They're
tell them Big Al from TalkOne Radio sent you, and you're good to go. You're golden.
Don't make me come over there.
Forget about it.
No, they're great people, and it's a great facility. Please, if you're contemplating assisted living, check them out. They're one of the best. They have happy hour and all that good stuff. Bingo, then bocce ball, and there's more stuff to mess around with than you can get stick at. Oh, I just got this in off the press.
What?
Producer just said she told us to keep using that special. So.
All right, there you go.
So you will get half off if you mention TalkOne Radio. See? Now, I can't forget my good friend Joe at Joe's Classic Cuts. Listen, if you call in tonight, you'll get a free haircut from Joe's Classic Cuts.
Yeah, cool. Call us. 843-800-1492. Taking your calls.
Right.
What's on your mind?
Absolutely. Well, we never even get to the show notes here.
Oh, we're getting there. Hey, I saw Tampa
it.
Bay did it back-to-back Stanley Cup playoffs. Did you watch?
Yeah, fine job. They did a fine job. No,
they
no
did
question
nice.
about
Yeah.
it.
Well, that's good for them, man.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Actually, hockey. I said soccer. I do like watching, European football. But when I was in the military, a couple of my buddies, that's what they watched all the time. And I started, have a couple beers and hang out, watch hockey. I still don't know much about hockey, but it seems like that's still at least a patriotic sport, right?
Oh,
That's left.
Yeah, well, it's it's Canada's sport. That's like baseball is American sport.
Yeah. I know, but I mean, here in the United States, in that video that I sent you on Monday or whatever.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Hey, talk about Nassau Coliseum.
Yep.
The person singing the Star Spangled Banner just turned the mic off and let the crowd sing it.
Yeah.
They raised the roof 10 inches.
You won't see that at an NBA or MLB or NFL game.
That's funny. Yeah, NBA Finals, Game 2, Phoenix won. Leads the series 2-0.
2-0 over Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah. That's
next game on Sunday, 8 p.m.
Last time I even paid attention to basketball, Charles Barkley was playing for the Phoenix Suns.
Well, growing up in Ohio and near Cleveland, I've been always a Cleveland sports fan. So I'd have to admit that, I was excited when LeBron came back to Cleveland and we finally won in 2016. And I haven't really watched much of it anymore. It's just same thing with MLB. I mean, I still love to watch the Indians.
I used to like going to an Indians game every night.
I mean, this whole nonsense with the All-Star game moving from Atlanta to Denver.
Stupid.
It's crazy.
I mean, this is what, it's out of hand. I mean, when you have Major League Sports, reacting to these ultra left progressive Marxists.
Yep.
And letting them direct the machine. Now, hey, listen, tens of millions of dollars were lost by the city of Atlanta and all the vendors and proprietors that support that big, entertainment demonstration, all-star game. Who cares, really?
Right.
It's just a money churn, but people's lives were dependent upon that. I'm sure people selling popcorn and, hats and jerseys and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Leading up to that, they counted on that to make their money for the year.
Well, it's a big money machine.
But, it's here's the way it goes. Too bad. You have to sacrifice, comrade. Forget it. I'll tell you, the commissioner of baseball should be fired immediately. And, city of Atlanta is going to suffer for no reason at all. Stacey Abrams, the mayor, all those people that got up there and pounded on the podium talking about how racist everything was and, a complete distraction. You're ruining people's lives with this. Just stop it, will you, please? Can only pray for you. That's the only thing I can say,
Big MMA fight tomorrow.
I'm totally on board. I got to get, I don't want to buy this because it's, could be round one.
And
KO.
It's over. Yeah.
Yeah.
Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier.
Yeah.
Should be a good fight. We were up in Columbia last week and we were in one of those, sports bar, kind of American eatery where there's TVs everywhere. They're playing sports, or showing sports on each of the set.
Sure.
And they had MMA on one of them. And my wife was like, is this wrestling? I'm like, no, it's mixed martial arts, like jujitsu and boxing and wrestling and all combined. And
right.
Like that's
kickboxing, Muay Thai.
She's like, wow, why is that guy on top of the other guy? I'm trying to get him to submit, to tap out. That's what it's all about, or knock him out. But that's in Vegas, I think, tomorrow, right? Pay-per-view.
Yeah.
That's big money
it's
too.
It's going to be completely unhinged tomorrow. I usually watch all the preliminary fights and then I try to flip the coin whether I'm going to, reach.
Do you like to watch boxing?
No. I find boxing boring.
I like boxing. I always have.
I used to watch it, before MMA.
Yeah.
And now MMA, I figure, and you know what else I've been getting into is bare knuckle boxing.
Is that
bare
knuckle,
that
a thing,
buddy? Yeah, it's a thing, men and women.
My goodness.
Yeah, Brad, call us, will you? It's You know the number 843-800-1492. He's our MMA expert.
Oh, I know he is. Yeah. Definitely.
He's that's unbelievable.
I thought you were going to tell me he's doing bare knuckle boxing now.
No,
that's me. Like, wow.
No,
that's got to be rough on a voiceover career.
Pull him out of that. Pull him out of that tailspin.
They just got to hear your voice. They don't have to see your face. And,
yeah, right.
Hey, you broke my nose last night. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Adrian.
Oh, Bradley. He's my man. How about that tropical storm, Elsa? Toppled trees, knocked out power all over the place. Defusky Island still doesn't have power.
Yeah, they're still out over on Defusky.
And they suspect a tornado. I had a laugh. My buddy lives down in Yulee, Florida.
Where is that located?
That's just south of Jacksonville, center of the state.
Okay.
North of the villages. And
gotcha.
They had a tornado pass about 6 miles by him, and he sent some pictures. And I'm telling you, he said it scared the devil out of him.
Well, that's why I was up, because I heard the wind. And I was like, maybe I better, where do you go around here if there's a tornado? There's no.
There you go.
You don't go to the basement.
No. Yeah,
you just say a prayer,
in the Lord, buddy. That's
say
it.
a prayer,
That's all
and
I
jump
do.
in the bathtub, or find a ditch, hang out with the alligators.
I'm not going in. Those things. Look at me. I mean, look at here. Look at this picnic basket.
Oh boy,
boo, boo.
I'm leaving that alone. Boo, boo. Yeah, but no, it is scary.
Yeah, thousands of people without power. I mean, Port Royal really got hammered, and they said a possible tornado touchdown over there.
Yeah, that's the scary thing. You never know when these tropical storms, these low pressure systems move through, named storms or whatever. They bring damaging winds and a lot of rain, and trees fall over, power lines. It's dangerous to be out, and there's always a potential for strong tornadoes.
Yeah. Well, New York area is getting hammered. The whole coast, Boston, the whole bit.
Yeah.
Providence.
It's making Elsa's making its way up there.
Yeah, maybe the murder rate will go down in New York City. I doubt it, though.
No,
I mean, they capped it off. I think they might have
should have turned towards Chicago.
Well, I think they beat Chicago out. Last week.
New York City did.
Yeah, the number of people killed.
Yeah,
it's not the people that the registered gun owners that are doing this killing. So all this posturing by these politicians that are supposed to have such large brains, is ridiculous. Until you start supporting law enforcement, you're not going to get any help on the murder rates.
Well, the gun is an inanimate object, so how is it really the gun's fault?
Right.
I don't get that.
I mean, they're chasing around this AR-15, this M4 platform. I mean, most murders happen with handguns, knives, and heavy objects, bludgeons. Rifles are like so far down on a list, it's almost infinitesimal. But they're fun to go after because they look nasty, they look mean, and they're called assault rifles. Which there's no even.
That's what they made it.
Yeah. No, that's a politician's term. That's not
exactly.
It's not a sportsman's term. It's not a manufacturing term.
Well, they hijack these terms so they can use them politically. The rhetoric that comes out, just like the common sense gun legislation and debunk conspiracy theories. And all these other things. So,
well, get ready, South Carolina, because August 16th, open carry starts, and.
I don't think you'll see a lot of people open carry. I mean, I don't know if you do have I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think. I mean, most of us that carry, it's the whole issue with concealed carry, right? I mean, I don't want brandishing a firearm and, my holster, 6-shooter,
you won't have to worry about that after the 16th of August.
Know. But what I'm saying is most of us that have been carrying for any length of time prefer concealed carry.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly right.
And
I don't want people to
law-abiding citizens rightfully
trained, trained and certified.
Right. They know how to use the weapon, and they are, obviously it's within our legal rights to carry.
Right.
So there's nothing wrong with that. Now, if I wanted to sling an AR over my, shoulder or something, I guess, hey.
If you want to get that kind of notoriety.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to go walking down the street with an AR.
Attention.
No, why would I do that? That's what I mean. I'm not an open carry type fella.
I like it for the fact that, being a big guy, inside the waistband is a pain in the butt for me. So, yeah. I mean, if I could just throw a light shirt over my,
I was going to say, if you have a cover shirt or.
Yeah, if I mount it up on the outside on my belt and have a cover shirt, and even if it blows open.
Yeah.
And I'm still covered by the law. So,
well, I'm a smaller guy. And I think that's the challenge with me is, in the summer or from spring, even until early fall here, I'm wearing shorts. So,
yeah, right.
I have a shirt that's untucked or something where I'm, depending on what position I'm carrying. And,
yeah, right.
I'm always concerned about printing if I go out to Publix or something, or if I'm in a, store in the public, so I'm always conscious about that, but I'm not fidgeting with my, my weapon, my sidearm.
It's usually the giveaway.
Yeah. Touching your weapon everywhere you go.
It's just
locked and loaded, leave it alone. It's there. I'm not going to have to remove it from its holster unless it's needed.
Yeah. Unless you're ready to wheel it.
Yep.
Unless you're ready to go. Now, what's this? McMaster directs health officials to prohibit door-to-door COVID vaccine efforts in South Carolina.
Yeah, that was good. Remember we were talking about.
That is good. I like that a lot.
That was the Island Packet. They were, the story there today said that Governor Henry McMaster on Friday directed state health officials to prohibit any unsolicited door-to-door COVID-19 vaccination efforts. Listen to this, arguing that showing up unannounced at individuals' homes and, quote, air quotes here, pressuring them to get inoculated was bad policy and could lead to disastrous public safety consequences.
Yeah.
You think? What's that?
What are you going to make some more federal employees?
Yeah, don't worry. I'm from the government and I'm here to help you, right? Just say,
yeah.
Hey, I'm with the Department of Health and Environmental Control, DHEC, and we're just checking. We're going through our database and notice you haven't gotten the jab yet. It's very safe and effective. The Ohio Vax-A-Millions worked so wonderfully. Yeah. Did you see that was it didn't mess. It was a complete mess, and they were like, wow, it actually didn't do anything at all. Vaccine hesitancy.
Oh, that's yeah, right. What did Joe say? The Tuskegee experiment and airmen, and most Latinx don't want to get it because they figure that people are going to get it and be,
not
deported.
My president.
I was like, oh my.
Not my president.
Oh my. Oh my.
No, and again, these are experimental vaccines,
right.
Air quotes vaccines.
Right.
And the more information that comes out on these mRNA specifically, I posted an article in their show notes that I found. It was Just the News or one of these that posted to it. A surgeon who operated on young Italian vaccine victim.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
You've never seen anything like this. Listen to this story. Camilla Canepa was operated on by Gianluigi Zona. This is Italy, folks. I'm sorry. Director of Neurosurgical and Traumatological Clinic of San Martino Hospital. I had never seen a brain that was affected by such an extensive and severe thrombosis. He recounted the experience, saying all venous sinuses were blocked with thrombi, and a scenario I had never seen in my many years in this profession. Think of the venous sinus as the river in the middle of a valley where several streams converge. If a dam is built in the middle of a watercourse, the river swells and the tributaries can no longer drain at this point, so the pressure rises upstream. he goes on to say he's neither a virologist nor an epidemiologist nor a coroner, but given the image I saw in the girl's head, it's clear we're dealing with something that is not normal. This is I'm getting to the point here about the AstraZeneca jab. The girl arrived in the emergency room in Lavanya Hospital on June 3rd, just a week after the AstraZeneca shot. She had complained of severe headaches. So the AstraZeneca jab has been approved for all over 18, but in Italy, it is not. It's only recommended for those over 60 years of age due to links into several cases of blood clots in younger people. So I know these adverse reactions to the to the vaccines. There's there's a lot of concern, and they say, quote, vaccine hesitancy. But, they keep pushing these vaccines. Like we said, the Vax-A-Million, these incentives, and now they're trying to further divide us with all these variants. We've got the Trilambda, we've got the Epsilon, we got the Delta, we got the Zeta, all these variants that are coming out. And, we gotta watch here. Again, I just think it's fear factor. That's just my own personal opinion, and I think that with Henry McMaster stating that, hey, we're not going to allow folks to be going unsolicited door to door to promote vaccination efforts is probably a good thing here in South Carolina.
Well, anywhere. Can you imagine going?
Well, I'm just saying we live here in this state, so I think that's great that he's jumping on board.
Right. Well, I mean, even let's say Detroit, Buffalo, Cleveland, East Side. I mean, what are you going to put a couple, kids from that are out of school, out of college, some little, couple white break kids get in there and.
Well, we talked about
they're going to get crushed. They're going to get their heads snapped off.
Well, we talked about this the other night. You got internet technology. I mean, most people have smartphones. You can figure out where to go to vaccine if you want to. I just don't see it.
Well, according to most of the white people today, people of color don't know where the DMV is. They don't have ID. They don't have access to the internet. I mean, we just played that Ari Horowitz.
Yes.
Man on the street thing. It was absolutely disgusting to hear people. They were all young people. They weren't
voter ID. Is it racist?
Yeah.
Voter suppression.
Well, he was talking to him. What do you think about that? Well, people they're not up to snuff on the how to use the internet.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like, oh, these are future leaders. They go into these high places of alleged higher education. And they come out with their scrambled eggs for brains. I'm telling you.
I just think there were polar opposites in terms of our worldview. I think those that are, traditionally conservative feel that it's our responsibility. We're accountable to God for our decisions. And, governments are instituted among men and it's consent of the governed. And we feel that, hey, we have our liberties and we should be able to do these things. We don't have to have intrusion in our lives over everything by the government. Whereas on the flip side of that, these people think we should be subjugated to how they feel that we should live our lives. And, that covers the whole gamut from all the gender issues that we're experiencing, to the CRT, to you name it, right?
Yeah, they want to make their truth your truth.
Right. And we're intolerant if we
right. If you say no thanks, I don't buy off on that.
Right. I mean, in that
then you're a bigot or a racist
or whatever.
Homophobe or whatever.
No, it's right. Misogynist, whatever it is.
If you don't agree, that's what this platform that we have called TalkOne Radio Network. That's why we're here. That's why we want to be here. We're constantly reaching out to the left, saying, please join us. Please explain your position. Convince me and Jeff that the road that you're on is the best one. That's all I say.
That's it.
Give me proof. Give me proof, one iota, one slim scintilla of proof that that this socialistic ways are working, that set aside programs work, that affirmative actions work. What else?
You want me to go on?
I could go on all night. Stop me before I cross reference again. It's there's no data that can prove anything that those programs absolutely worked, because we wouldn't be in the year 2021 if we started out doing these programs in the late 60s. And if they were so great and grandiose as portrayed by the Democrats, and they continue to, in my view, use a race of people completely unjustified by telling them that they cannot go forth, they cannot proceed, they cannot progress, be successful without their help. And that's what they fed this line of baloney to. And I'll tell you, there's an upswell of people in this country that are just grabbing themselves by the bootstraps and saying, we've had enough of this. I'm not talking about the BLM types, the people that are involved in crime or making money via crime and rappers and all that. I'm talking about moderate people of color that have just had enough of this. They want the same thing as everybody else, every other American. They want to be successful, work hard, have Christmas, Thanksgiving, hug their kids, kiss their grandkids, take them out for a sleigh ride, buy them an ice cream without having to walk through a war zone because someone thinks that someone's done something to someone along the way.
Yep. I agree.
I mean, it's really a tired story. Victimization has completely jumped the shark in my book. And I think that there are people, there's Americans that have fed up with this horn blowing that we're listening to from the Marxists like BLM, Antifa, all these talking head wise guys.
Wokeism, social justice warriors.
Yes, absolutely.
You know it. Cancel culture, all of this. Like we talked about, quote, intolerance.
Yeah.
What happened to our First Amendment?
Right. Who's intolerant?
Yeah. Are we not allowed?
Who's the
We're not entitled to our opinions, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd like to remind you of who burned the Bibles out in Portland, and when they had that great community called Chad or Chaz or who knows what.
That was up in Seattle.
In Seattle.
CHOP.
No, it was in Portland. Yeah.
Capitol Hill occupation zone, or Chaz. That was Capitol Hill. That was that was
in Portland.
That's Seattle. Yeah, it was the Seattle area.
Oh, was it?
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, and the one young man was murdered there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to argue about that, but I mean, they're the ones that are burning the Bibles there. Hey, listen, there are churches being burned down in Canada. The National Democratic Party, they call it, NDP. I think it's, I want to be sure about that. NDP, the National Democratic Party, has taken claim. They're burning these churches down left and right out in the prairie and in northwest Ontario. How about that, folks? They're not just burning Bibles in the middle of the street. They're burning the whole church down. What are you going to do? What are you going to do when they come for your church? What are you going to say? Well, I was watching golf at the time. I didn't see him, or I was at the beach. I think it's terrible that they did that. It's terrible.
Well, it's the same scenario here to a certain degree in the United States when they were locking down. You weren't allowed to go to church, right? You couldn't worship at the synagogue or your local congregation because of COVID. Right. All the lockdown restrictions and pastors were saying, hey, it's time to get back together. And they were being targeted the mass spreaders, or was it what's the term? Mass spreader events or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Here we go. Churches burned down in Canada in anti-church hate crime wave. While some cheer on the destruction of churches, the First Nations people, that's what they call their Native Americans. In other words, Indians up there, they call them the First Nations people. So there you go. They're being burned down. Churches, Trudeau is completely dazed and confused. Very similar to, he's the younger version of Joe Biden. They're burned to the ground in Canada. Can you imagine? Fires destroyed 2 Catholic churches. Unreal. We do nothing.
Yep.
We do nothing. What is going to happen when that starts here? I don't know. God help us all. That's all I can say. You better pray to Jesus that he keeps you safe.
Super spreader. That's what the term. Thank you to my wife, my producer. That yeah, I mean,
Well, that wasn't
under attack for assembling to worship.
Unreal. It's unbelievable that we had to put up with that. It's crazy as far as I'm concerned. I mean, let's hope cooler heads prevail, but I don't see it coming out of this administration here in the United States. Joe Biden continues to go round and around in the deep spiral that he is in with his cognitive behavior. It's shaky at best. I mean, he whispers, he yells, he screams. I mean, what's next? I mean, he's going to be, walking out in a clown uniform or something. You never know with this cat. And then he's got the Jen Psaki, this woman that is as condescending as I've ever heard in my life, and she's going to be like the right protector of Joe Biden, because she's got an excuse for everything. Won't acknowledge anything.
Yeah, this seems to be a lot of this air of arrogance. Arrogance is what I'm looking for. The term I wanted to describe it is, because it's like, I know better than you, and so you have to listen to me, and because I'm right. That seems to be par for the course with some of these that are radical in terms of how they feel that the world should be, according to their worldview, the lens with which they view everything. And that's, hey, that's great if that's your opinion. But when you're starting to force, like the whole issue with systemic racism, or CRT, being, talked about now in the public square more and more. There was a recent article, one of the largest teachers union. Did you see that?
No.
The union president.
I heard her speech.
Yeah. Tells the event, headlined by "How to Be an Anti-Racist Author," that Republicans are, quote, bullying educators to try to stop them teaching honest history after 26 states ban lessons on critical race theory. Now, this is from the Daily Mail. The head of America's second largest teachers union has accused Republican politicians of bullying teachers and preventing them from teaching honest history, air quotes, after 26 states make move to ban lessons on critical race theory. Randy Weingarten, she represents 1.7 million teachers, as head of the American Federation of Teachers, said on Wednesday that Republicans were using intimidation tactics. CRT, critical race theory, reassesses U.S. history through the lens of slavery and race relations, makes white children feel guilty for the color of their skin, and creates racial division. has become a lightning rod for critics, including Republicans, but supporters say it's necessary reassessment of history reality. It was
that's one way to say we're going to lie about it.
Exactly. Well, she spoke on Wednesday during her union's Teach virtual conference, which runs from July 6th to July 10th. And the event was live streamed and headlined by controversial How to Be an Anti-Racist author, Ibram X. Kendi.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Lloyd Austin recommends that book be read by everyone in every service academy, by the way.
Our Secretary of Defense.
Yeah. Yeah, he has no problem. Neither do the admirals or the generals.
Joint Chiefs or whatever. They're just,
they're all
give it to the academy.
Swallowing the hook. Good. I mean, listen, it's good to have critical thinking and read, people have read Mein Kampf. I have the Communist Manifesto. That doesn't make you a communist, but it's good to have two sides of the story.
Yeah, but they're trying to push this education for our adolescents.
Yeah. But I mean, as far as reading this guy's book, I don't see any redeeming value where it does nothing but, demonize every person with a certain amount of melatonin in their skin.
Right. Well, the very fact of what their presupposition is racist in and of itself.
Right.
It's saying if you are a particular skin color, then, which you have no control over,
right,
you're a racist.
Yeah, right.
Feel guilty about it and get over it.
Yeah. And you better listen to us now. I'm not saying that we shouldn't emphasize the fact some of the darkest moments in our own history, and maybe emphasize that is so that this next generation coming up kind of within themselves signs their own contract that this will never happen again. It hasn't happened in almost 300 years. Guess where it is happening? Still, some Middle Eastern countries, Africa. I mean, there's still slavery hot and going today.
Well, again, I think it just goes to show you, though, that in terms of mankind, for whatever reason, people want to subjugate others. They want to be the ones in charge.
Right.
And unfortunately, this is an example of that through, this critical race theory. And have we had issues in our country? Certainly. It's time to continue to move forward. Is there systemic racism in our country? No. We all have prejudices, but systemic racism? I don't think so. I'm not falling for that.
I'm not either. I think it's...
I'm not buying that ticket.
It's just another wedge between humanity in this country. I mean, it's authored by the devil himself, as far as I'm concerned.
It's just another way, like you said, to divide people. Put a wedge in there, and it's unfortunate.
I don't know. I can't even reconcile it in my own mind. When I hear that CRT or a critical theory, I think of my grandkids. And I kind of spoke to my daughter about it a little bit, because I said, watch out for these kids, because, this critical race theory. She goes, oh, what's wrong with that? So I'm like, what? That's when we kind of stopped.
Yeah.
I said, well, I'll talk to you soon. She's got her own opinions on stuff. I can't change that.
No.
She's developed them, by going to these places of higher education and, getting much smarter than everybody else. But I just worry about these young kids how's a 7-year-old or a 6-year-old going to feel when somebody says, you're bad. You're not a very good person because you're white. I know that sounds so simplistic and, never be said, but kids do say things to each other like that. And just like this mass thing with these kids and shutting them into their houses for, 12, 14, 16 months They can't go outside. They can't go to school. They can't do anything. No, you can't listen to any of our lesson plans. No, we don't want you listening. And why not? Why not? What do you have to, AFTA and NEA, what do you have to hide?
Hey, the police have their body cam. So why shouldn't we have cameras in the classroom?
Right.
Keep an eye on what's happening.
Yeah. I don't want you teaching kindergarten kids the difference between men and women sexually, or teaching little kids how to masturbate. I think that you're out of your tree.
I think that's the reason why we're starting to see more and more moms and dads pull their kids out and either do homeschool or have some other alternative.
That's exactly what I would do. I'd work 4 jobs to get my kids, send them to St. Ed's or Ignatius.
Yeah.
Period ended, or Mags. I mean, I don't care what it would take, but they would not be going to public school. They'd be going to private school, or I'd homeschool them. On my honor, on my life.
Yeah.
I mean, if you send your kids to public school in New York City, any of these big powerhouses where the union's running the show, I'll tell you, they're going to come back unrecognizable. Little Johnny's going to be telling you, you ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Well, these teachers' unions are powerful. The Department of Education is way overgrown. It's gotten way too big, too much power.
Right.
We spend a lot of money, and I'm all for education. It's very important. But depending on what you're educating these young men and women, and then we haven't even discussed academia when we get into the upper graduate level of, like you said,
even the
ridiculousness that they teach at some of these higher levels of education or learning.
Yeah, this CRT makes Common Core look like Chinese checkers. Easy. So I mean, if you're going to allow your kids to go to those schools and be indoctrinated with this communist way of life, that's basically what they're telling you. They're going to say, when little Johnny comes home and says, how come we have 2 cars and the Joneses only have 1 car? We should get rid of our car. Give it to somebody that needs it.
Yeah.
What are you going to say?
I ride a horse.
Yeah. I say, how about if I give your bike away to one of the neighbor kids that doesn't have one?
I drive a Model T. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's all right. Well, you just buy me another one. No, I won't. Well, we got enough news for another show, actually.
Well, I'm telling you what, Monday,
look out.
Well, we can continue.
What is happening Monday? We have Corey Allen from the Overton Report joining us. That's going to be good. He's got himself wrapped up in a big rally up in Columbia on the 17th, same day as you're engaged to right. You're going to be participating up in Camden.
Yeah, that's just not engaged to right. It's a kind of a workshop that they're having in Camden.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Fighting voter fraud and election integrity. But so we'll have Corey on Monday, the 12th, and then on the 13th, it's going to be an exciting special show.
Take it away.
So we'll be broadcasting at 9 a.m. on Tuesday, the 13th. General Michael Flynn will be joining the show at 10 a.m. live for a 30-minute interview. We'll be really excited to do that. And then we've got the 14th. We'll have Doug Fair on, and then Engage the Right will be on Friday, next Friday, the 16th. My lovely wife, Lori, will be joining us in the studio here at 7:30 p.m. So going to be keeping us busy for the next week. Yeah.
We got lots of things to do.
Yep.
Listen, it's been an absolute treat to be with you tonight. Thank you for listening to us wherever you are. And a big thanks and big ups to Stan Lewis from John Maxwell and Inward Journey, the Royal Rangers, whatever else that fine guy has gotten himself into. What a nice time we had with, that was a great visit.
Yep, it was. And we'll have him back on the show later this year, it sounds like.
Yeah. And
well, hey, be safe to each other, or be safe, be kind to one another out there, especially on 278.
Well said. And we'll be back Monday at 7 o'clock. Please like us on Facebook, YouTube, send us some more email, and we'll take all suggestions. I mean, not the ones that say jump off the roof. I had enough of those, but take care of yourself. We'll be back on Monday. This is Al Flowers for Jeff Zapp. TalkOne Radio, out.
As the day sets on another slice of heaven, we hope you've enjoyed the show. We look forward to you joining us again on Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. live. We're never far away. Just call 843-800-1492 during the show and visit our website at www.talkoneradio.com to share your comments. We'll be back sooner than you know, so tell your friends and family to find their voice on the Low Country's finest talk radio show, TalkOne Radio.